Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with Gordon Lightfoot, Canadian Railroad Trilogy. And after the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, many people recommended this one. I believe this one was most recommended in terms of storytelling. And yeah, wow, that first one was amazing. I didn't know too much about it, nearly not anything really. And yeah, people told me a lot about it, and I learned a lot. I looked some stuff up about it, also about Lake Superior. So it's very interesting that I learn a lot just because of this channel and the people that tell me stories or share some links. I can't delve into everything always, but it is nice to learn more about all of these things. And I guess we're gonna learn a lot more here because I think this is about Canadian Railroad Pacific, or is it the other way around, or about the construction of it? Man, this man is basically a musical historian. That's great, like a bard. Like, yeah, I love that. I love that. And I learned a lot, and so I'm here to listen, enjoy, and learn. Let's go.
There was a time in this fair land when the railroad did not run, when the wild, majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheel, when the green, dark forest was too silent to be real. But time has no beginnings and history has no bounds. As to this verdant country they came from all around. They sailed upon her waterways and they walked the forest tall, built the mines, the mills, and the factories for the good of us all.
Come on, we're getting literally, it's like a history lesson in an entertaining musical form, and what an amazing voice. Yeah, you would know there's a singer here in Belgium that it's not the same level, but he is also like considered like this type of storyteller. It reminds me of that. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. You know, you could see it happening. He goes way back to the beginning before there were even any man-made structures. When the majestic mountains just alone against the sun, that's an amazing visual. And then people start coming from different places, start building stuff. So you gradually, it's almost like a documentary. Yo, the Belgian singer I was thinking of was Raymond van het Groenewoud, if anybody was wondering, because somebody might ask this in the comments. So there you go. Wow, this is... That's amazing. Recounting this.
Mills and the factories for the good of us all. And when the young man's fancy had turned into the spring, the railroad men grew restless for to hear the hammers ring. Their minds were overflowing with the visions of their day, with many a fortune won and lost and many a debt to pay. For they looked in the future, and what did they see? They saw an iron road running from the sea to the sea, bringing the goods to a young growing land, all up from the seaboards and into their hands. Look away, said they, across this mighty land, from the eastern shore to the western strand. Bring the workers and bring up the rails. We gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails.
Yo, come on, man. I like that, you know, just the peril as well of the workers that they go through. And then he's also talking about many fortune lost, one. So maybe sometimes after work they gamble, but also they take a gamble on life by traveling here. And this vision of a railroad across the country, I don't know where it even goes. Trans-Canada, is it like from one coast to another? Like in those days to bring goods to, it's like, it's so big of a project you can't even fathom it at the time, and you're working on it, you're in it. But for some people it works out. I bet with a job this big, people work sometimes in not that great of conditions. Sometimes people die in accidents. That still happens a lot in construction. So in those times it must have too. And yeah, we take it for granted. I always, when I go on a trip, and with like a road trip I just did, and I see all these roads and we take that for granted. But like, I think, who built this? Sometimes you come in a little small road, that is not that well kept, and like, who laid this stone? Or sometimes steps on a hill, like just rocks, just place. And I think about the people, the stories behind the people who put it there. Who walked there? How many years ago? It's just the history of it all. It's crazy. Amazing.
We gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails. Open your heart, let the lifeblood flow. Gotta get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow. Bring in the workers and bring up the rails. We gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails. Open your heart, let the lifeblood flow. Gotta get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow. Get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow. Behind the blue Rockies, the sun is declining.
Wow.
The stars, they come stealing at the close of the day. Across the wide prairie, our loved ones lie sleeping. Beyond the dark oceans, in a place far away. We are the navvies who work upon the railway, swinging our hammers in the bright blazing sun, living on stew and drinking bad whiskey, mending our backs till the long days are done. We are the navvies who work upon the railway, swinging our hammers in the bright blazing sun, laying down track and building the bridges, mending our backs till the railroad is done.
Damn, that's even crazy. Because when you think about it, I'm not sure. So if this is like across the country, and Canada is it has such a great landscape and nature, right? Many mountains and rivers and all, I don't know. I've never been, but I've seen many videos. That's how I live my life. But it's beautiful. I've seen some documentaries. It's such a beautiful country of, just in nature wise. But yeah, you get valleys, you get, you got to build bridges. You got like it's immense. Like, how many miles is this railroad? How many kilometers? I understand miles are not really my thing. How many, like 1 kilometer is 1.6 miles? Or no, I don't know. Or is it 0.8 miles? Was it that the other way? I don't know. I used to know, now I don't. So I'll probably be learning after this. But just how he's putting in also a little bit of the daily lives of these workers, all of that is in there. Of course, there's much more nuance to it if you would want to expand on it in a book or a documentary. But to put all of this in a song, we can imagine a little bit of the rest, like living on stew, drinking bad whiskey, breaking our back, bending our backs to lay down this track. The families living a bit farther off the construction site. You know, all of that. Maybe a little bit of a dark history there too. We don't know maybe we do, but there's always something shady going on with these construction companies. You know, like it's all in there, man. And then he's talking about nature as well. The Rockies, that's the Rocky Mountains, right? The sun behind is declining. What a beautiful poetic way to say it. Like I'm looking at the lyrics and it's prose like. It's like I'm reading a poem or a book, and the stars, they come stealing at the close of the day. Like the Rocky Mountains, they stretch like from Canada into the US and multiple states, right? There's also like thousands of kilometers. So many things I want to see in life, but you can't do it all. You can't do it all. Luckily, we can experience it vicariously through these type of things like songs and videos. Beyond the dark ocean in a place far away. It's beautiful. That guitar.
So over the mountains and over the plains, into the Muskeg into the rain, up the St. Lawrence all the way to Gaspé, swinging our hammers and drawing up hay, driving them in and tying them down, away to the bunkhouse and into the town. $1 a day and a place for my head, a drink to the living, a toast to the dead. Oh, the song of the future has been sung. Oh, the battles have been won. On the mountain tops we stand. Oh, the world at our command. We have opened up the soil with our teardrops and our toil.
Wow.
For there was a time in this fair land when the railroad did not run, when the wild majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheel, when the green dark forest was too silent to be real, when the green dark forest was too silent to be real, and many are the dead men too silent to be real.
Wow, that was another, a piece of history, but so well written. Everything is in there. It's like he thinks of everything. I wonder how many drafts it takes him to get to this. As a writer, and me as a novelist, you just go through multiple drafts and you start, you add things, you cut things, you change things to somewhere else, all of that. And you go through it multiple times. And, with songwriting, I imagine it's different, but this is not your typical song and song structure. This is really like a short story. So it might be different than writing a, verse, chorus, verse. It's like you want to make sure everything is in there, right? Oh, that's hard to fathom. And there's so many great lines in there, especially, the ending, and he repeats it. When the green dark forest was too silent to be real, and many are the dead men too silent to be real. I don't know how many people died during this time, during this construction, but it seemed many, and they are all silent. It's almost surreal. This similar feeling like before man came there, a green dark forest that is so silent because there's no observer to hear it. We can't really imagine a place without human beings. Like life was going on there. It's like imagining things happening before you're born. We know that it happened, because there's many films that I watched from before that. There's people around, Now I have a daughter. She doesn't really get it. I was here before you. I was here. You might not get it, but that happened. And in a similar way, like a planet without, or a place without humans is so hard to fathom it. It's too silent to be real. It's surreal. All of that is in there. That is amazing. That's the stuff that I get energized from. Stuff like this that gives me motivation, inspiration to pick up a pen, and the sense of wonder that's being invoked by this. Even though he's describing a real situation, he's doing it in such a poetic way. And I like the cadence he used as well in his singing. And the guitar, the strings, really well done, man. Awesome. Thanks so much for recommending it. I'm glad that I took you up on it and checked it out. Awesome stuff. Thanks for being here. Peace.